Hello and welcome to Return to the Mother Online Summit, where discussions are being held relating to the Divine Feminine, Mother Earth, and Goddess Consciousness. My name is Frances Billinghurst. I'm your host for and the creatrix of this event, and it's wonderful to have you here. We do have a big week ahead where you're going to have the opportunity to listen to up to, say, 28 presenters, all of whom have said yes to stepping into this portal, the sacred container that we will be creating together in order to receive the wisdom and insights that they share. But before I go any further, I would just like to acknowledge that I'm coming to you from Ghana country, here in Adelaide, South Australia, where the Kaurna people of the Adelaide Plains are the traditional custodians of this land. Oh, manina padni, everyone. Welcome from my land to yours. For the benefit of those who may not be all that familiar with my work, I am the founder of the Mystical Soul Academy, and you can find out more about me as I just share my screen through my website, mysticalsoulacademy.com. And I have a number of offerings that I present both online and also in person, which really combine, just going through some of these, and you can find out more about me at the bottom. But my offerings sort of base around three major threads that tend to be a tapestry for what I do. And these threads include the mythology and sacred stories and folklore that I've had a long-term interest in. Also, I have an interest in a fascination in metaphysics and esoteric sciences, as well as a deep soul drawing, shall we say, towards earth-centric spiritualities that act as a step between the worlds, so to speak. So these three main threads, the mythic, the mystic, and the metaphysical, sort of echo the teachings of the ancient mystery schools, where the seeker undertakes a series of initiations in order to increase their awareness, or at the very least to open up to the possibility that there may very well be more to this current reality than what first appeared. And I know on the surface these threads may appear to be quite separate, yet the more that we sit with them, the deeper we explore, and the more we realize just how interwoven they are, just like everything else in our universe. There is this great interconnectedness, this cosmic web, where everything, including us, are an integral part of. But it's only that we've forgotten the part that we play. Or maybe it is that we have been encouraged to forget by the removal of the divine feminine from our consciousness, and which may even have had this flow-on effect to what we see today as to how we treat our environment, our planet, Gaia, Mother Earth, and also anything feminine, including women and girls. And this is such a wide and diverse topic, resulting from these many threads of thought that have been churning around in my head on and off for over 10 years now. And then two things happened. Earlier this year, as part of my earlier conference, We Awaken the Sacred Self, I had the great honor of speaking with Dr. Jude Kerrigan, who's a cosmologist and also the author of a number of books, including this book, The Story of Gaia, where she talked about the big breath that birthed our cosmos, as opposed to the more familiar Big Bang. And just using that terminology, the big breath, it sounded softer. less forceful, even more feminine to the harsh bang that we tend to use. And this use of language got me thinking about how we use language on a whole, especially in the West. How patriarchally, that's the word, has sort of enforced this sort of divide, and it's continuing to be used today, even subconsciously, influencing us on a deeper level that we may or may not actually be aware of. And then the second instance that sort of was the founding point to do this conference was this book, Mother, that an acquaintance, a fellow initiate of a similar mystical school that I belong to, put out last year. And what was the driving force behind this book for this conference is that this book shares insights into devotional practices to the great goddess, the sacred she, all across the ages, across cultures and religions, and also sharing lots of insights as to how we can reconnect with this divine being who, at least for me, is more than just an archetype. So I put out the call to see who would be interested in sharing these thoughts, and here we are. And I'm very delighted, not to mention very humbled, to have the honor and privilege of being able to hold space for such a wonderfully diverse array of presenters for you, including Dr. Jude and Levi. And I'm sure that amongst this collection, you will find someone and something that you will resonate with. So as part of my role as space holder, I would like you to come on a journey with me to enter the temple of the goddess. However, before we do that, I would just like to share something about the goddess with you. From a more, shall we say, poetic remembering, so to speak. So get yourself comfortable. Just going to remove myself from the screen as we explore just who is the goddess. There was once a time when we stood as one with the earth. We were in tune with the ebbing and flowing of the lunar tides and danced to its beat as it echoed in time with our own. We honored the changing seasons and knew where and when to gather food and took only what was needed. There was once a time when we stood in awe with all that surrounded us, the endless night skies above where its many stars guided us onward, the amazing creatures that provided us with not only food to eat, but also bones for tools, skins for clothing and building materials, and even dung to burn as fuel on our fire. Life was a mystery that surrounded us, in which we were very much part of. It was this mystery that we once celebrated in honor. Millennia later, this long forgotten time is being remembered. People are returning together in circles to mark the ebbing and flowing of the seasonal and lunar tides, and to dance to the beat of the earth. As our ancestors before us, We are remembering that there was once a divine feminine, the goddess, the great mother and creatrix of all. It was she who created our universe and all within it. In cultures such as the Kohai tribe of Colombia in South America, the creation of all things was naturally female, and it came from the sea. Their great mother was known as Alama, as in this following hymn to the mother, recorded from the heart of the world, the elder brother's warning. In the beginning there was blackness, only sea. In the beginning there was no sun, no moon, no people. In the beginning there were no animals, no plants, only the sea. The sea was the mother. The mother was not the people. She was not anything. Nothing at all. She was when she was, darkly. She was memory and potential. She was a Luna. In the beginning of the universe, this story is often described in the terms of the goddess, the divine feminine, giving birth to life. From pre-Hellenic Greece to North America, from Africa through the Near East, creation stories are similar. First there was nothingness, which becomes chaos. All things in infinite potential, but without form or order, a watery abyss of the universe. The creator of this abyss was the great Poetic, who created all things. The ancient Akkadians wrote that Mami pinched off 14 pieces of clay and making 7 of them into men and 7 into women. In ancient Sumer, there was Namu who called upon as the mother who gave birth to the heaven and earth. And it was she who supervised the creation of all life that her own daughter, Nimna, brought forth. In Western Africa, there was Mawe, who built the mountains in the valley, who put the sun in the sky and placed life on the earth. And even in the Chinese texts, it is recorded of Numbwa, who patched the earth and the heavens when they had been shattered, thus restoring harmony and balance to the universe. The ancient Greeks had Gaia, who gave birth to heaven, and when she mated with heaven, she was able to bring forth all the other deities. And then there was the Indian goddess Devi, It is said that if she closed her eyes even for a second, the entire universe is said to disappear. In the beginning, the goddess was our guide. Hers was the voice from darkness. She, unknown, echoed within her earthly. Ancient dancers heard her call, and her rhythms counted time with the moon. Today, the goddess is considered to be the great void, the beginning of all things, the source of life. She is also the matrix, the spinner of the thread of life and destiny, the weaver of the web of continuity, and the cutter of the thread of death. And Kathy Jones from the Goddess Temple in Glastonbury wrote in her book, Spinning the Wheel of Anna, that the creatrix of our world is the mother goddess of birth, nature, and death, whose mystical name is the sound of the outward breath. Oh. And over time, this evolves into Anna, Anu, Anna, Ama, An. She is the great-grandmother, ancestress of us all, who gave birth from her cosmic womb to a daughter, planet Earth, and to the primordial ancestors, who underline the natural elements and forces of nature. This great ancestor of ours can still be seen in the landscape around us. The hills are her breasts. The valleys are her secret places from where, within deep recesses, fresh water springs. Her body is clothed in a rich green mantle of trees and vegetation. And when she turns in her sleep, the earth shakes. In the presence of the goddess, we gather again to honor and praise her, for it is she who created the mysteries that have been around us since the dawn of time. Our ancestors knew this goddess, and now in the 21st century, it is time for us to once again return to her. When we honor the goddess, we honor our own heritage, all those who have gone before us, and all those who will continue after us. And all around the world, throughout all time, the goddess, the divine feminine, the sacred she, was known by many names. Many are still used today. And some of these are Anahata, Aphrodite, Aranod, Artemis, Baba Yaga, Bess, Adele, Bridget, Akalik, Clodwin, Cybele, Danu, Demeter, Epona, Franhol, Priya, Hathor, Hecate, Enimoa, Inanna, Ishtar, Isis, Kali, Kore, Kuan Yin, Lakshmi, Lilith, Maya, Mary, Minerva, Morrigan, Nephthys, Nu, Oya, Pachamama, Pele, Persephone, Rhiannon, Sarasvati, Skathak, Sedna, Sophia, Tara, Wangalit sisters, White Buffalo, Yamaya, and so many other names. We will remember her. So now, find a place where you can gift yourself an opportunity to go inward, making sure that you're somewhere safe and you won't be disturbed for the next 20 minutes. Gifting yourself this time that will enable a reconnection. And I say reconnection because I believe that once we, as returning souls to this planet, to this human consciousness, once honored the mother, the divine feminine, the sacred she, the goddess. It is just that over time, across the incarnations, as our human consciousness has changed, so too did our own focus. Yet somewhere back in our memory still lies this call, this need to return to a deeper soul level, which is why each and every one of us is here. So if you wish to light a candle, some incense, turn off your mobile phone or put it on silent, and settle yourself down in a place where all you need to do is just allow yourself to journey with my breath, my voice, my word, my breathing, closing your own, allowing yourself to journey wherever you need to go, and allow you to go wherever your deep soul conscious self will take you. And breathe. Inhaling deeply into your diaphragm and exhaling. Allowing your shoulders to drop down away from the air as your body begins to relax. Inhale and exhale. Making sure your spine is aligned, your back straight, your tongue gently touching the roof of your mouth. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. And as you inhale, bring your awareness to your feet, your connection with the ground, with the earth, Kaya. And draw up the grounding, protecting, nurturing energy of Mother Earth. That deep knowledge that is contained within our bones. As we continue to inhale and exhale, sense into the feeling that we are earth-based cosmic beings. Bringing your conscious awareness to the top of your head, opening up your Sarasvara, your crown chakra, and connect with divine source energy. Inhale. Exhale. And relax. Bring your conscious awareness to your third eye, that space between your eyebrows, and opening up your Ajna chakra. Inhale, exhale, release. Bring your conscious awareness to your throat, opening up the Vishuddha chakra. Inhale, exhale, and relax. Bring your conscious awareness to your heart, opening up Anahata. Inhale, exhale, and then relax. Bringing your conscious awareness to your solar plexus, opening up Manipura chakra. Inhale, exhale, and relax. Bringing your conscious awareness to your sacral area, opening up your Swadhisthana chakra. Inhale, exhale, and relax. Bring your conscious awareness to the base of your spine, opening up Muladhara, your connectedness with the earth. Inhale, exhale, relaxing your whole body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Each inhalation and exhalation that you take comes you further, relaxes you deeper, allowing you to feel completely safe and secure and at peace. It is almost as if a cone of silence has been drawn around you, creating a veil between you and the mundane world. Just focusing on your breath, its rhythm, the breath of life, that which pulsates through your body, guiding your heartbeat and connecting your own heartbeat to that of the heartbeat of the earth, Gaia, Mother Earth, on whom you are sitting. Breathe. Allow yourself to feel a sense of connection being established with Mother Earth. Through the layers of concrete and steel, regardless of whether you're sitting directly upon her or on the top of the tallest building. Your heartbeat connects you to her. Your breath connects you to her. Inhale. Connect. Exhale. Surrender. And as you inhale and exhale, let your breath carry you deeper and deeper as the distractions of everyday life fall away. Let your awareness drop down into the inner chamber of your heart. And as it does, visualize and imagine yourself walking along a path. And with each step that you take, the path leads you further and further away from civilization until you come to the edge of an ancient forest. Inhale, exhale, and continue following the path as it winds its way through the trees that are clearly have been here over 100 years. For they tower above you, reaching for the sky, yet there's enough light filtering through the canopy for you to clearly see all around you. Take in a deep breath and breathe in the forest scent. And as you do, you feel a coolness in the air, but it's not uncomfortable. You hear the twitter from the bird, and in the distance, a muffled chime of what sounds like a bell. And you notice that the path you're following is actually heading towards that sound. So you continue to follow the path until it eventually brings you to a small building, a forgotten chapel, a sanctuary of some kind, with its crumbling, weather-worn stone walls covered with vines and gnarled branches. This place has been forgotten by time. Yet there is something mysterious, deeply familiar about it. Slowly push open the heavy wooden door. Inhale deep, and then enter. As you cross the threshold, something old and timeless begins to vibrate deep within your soul. So much so that you catch your breath for a moment. And you find yourself immersed in an atmosphere that is holy and sacred. The remains of a vaulted ceiling arch over a rough stone altar ahead of you. And on it, some kind of statue. And as you approach, you notice that there is something alluring, yet unusual about this chapel. For despite its state, the candles are burning upon the altar. And there is a scent of freshly lit incense hanging in the air. The statue upon the altar, again worn by time, is that of a female deity, the goddess. Her face is so old and dark with time, the lines of her body so worn from the touch of praying hands, that you cannot even tell what religion she belongs to. She is simply the mother, the one to whom the world turns to in all its grief and suffering. She is Sophia, Kuan Yin, Mary, Fatima, White Buffalo Wing, Isis, Sita, and Nana. And she is known by many, many, many other names. To some, she is the feminine face of God. To others, she is God, the sacred she. Yet, She is so much more because she is the creatrix of all life itself. You feel the urge to kneel before the statue. And as you do, you bow your head in reverence. And immediately you feel that you are being embraced by some otherworldly presence. And all the cares and all the worries of the world that you have been carrying around you seem to fall away. They are soothed in your loving acceptance of all your human faults and frailty. And as this acceptance flows through your body, the heaviness of the burden are released. And as you exhale deeply, feel into the sensation of lightness. You hear a soft chime again as there's a slight disturbance in the air. The flames of the candles before you on the altar dark, and your attention is drawn to the statue that begins to stir, coming alive as a real being. And you find yourself kneeling before the mystery of the living mother of all creation. You watch in awe as the statue comes to life, and as it does, the chapel also begins to fill with a warm and golden light. You're aware of the sound. What seems to be people are gently singing or chanting somewhere in the distance, maybe even in another time and dimension. Maybe it is deep within your old soul, which is where this music is emerging from. Before you can linger too long on that thought, you notice the face of the ancient mother becoming more and more animated with feeling as the statue becomes more and more alive. And seated before her, you gaze at the statue of this great mother, gazing into her eye. And as you do, she gazes back deeply, penetrating your soul. Inhale and exhale. And as you do, feel the emotions of sweetness, mercy, loving forgiveness emanating from her, sweeping over you in waves of bliss, healing all the parts of you that are hurt and broken and wounded. You feel held in your arms, as if like a child with its mother. Subconsciously, you touch her hair, her face, in loving affection, and feel her loving affection for you in return. With each breath, allow yourself to surrender more deeply into this experience. And as you do, you begin to realize, to remember that the body of the Great Mother is the gateway to the body of all creation itself. From her, everything in the universe was created. Breathe and allow yourself to merge with the Mother. As you do, you find that you are able to enter into communion with the body of the earth, all her creatures, trees, oceans and rivers and mountains, the cities and people, and go beyond the earth, feeling the body of the ancient mother expand into space, becoming the bodies of the stars and the planets and the whirling galaxies that are spread over the universe like a mantle of bright joy. As you are held in the womb of this mystery, you feel a powerful force, holy energy, and the breath of life, the soul of the cosmos. Feel your heartbeat in the rhythm, with the rhythm of life itself. There is no separation. All is one. Slowly begin to return your awareness to your body, still seated before the Great Mother. Inhale deeply, taking into every cell of your body, every thought in your mind, your cherishing, nurturing, nourishing life force, life-sustaining love, and exhale. Allowing this energy to flow out of you like a river of grace, watering your life and all those you know and care for, with a stream of blessings and happiness and well-being and peace and joy. And as you become more and more aware of your breath, you realize it is time to return. As you bow your head in reverence once more before the statue of the ancient mother, you notice a scroll of paper in front of you that contains a message from the sacred sheet. There may be some insight, a solution to a problem that's been plaguing you, or it may contain words of wisdom or encouragement for where you are in your life today. Rise and exit from her humble little sanctuary, closing the door behind you while the candles are still burning. The incense is still smouldering. And as you make your way along the path back to the life you left behind, clutching your paper scroll, remember that you carry within your heart a precious secret, faith in the goddess of life, the gift of love of the divine mother of the world. And continue to breathe slowly and deeply, exhaling completely. And as you do, each breath begins to enable you to become more and more consciously aware of your physical body. Become more and more aware of this current consciousness. You become more and more aware of the here and now. Inhaling, exhaling, bringing your awareness to your extremity, wriggling your fingers, toes and stretching, becoming aware of your physical self, the chair upon which you're sitting, the external noises and sensations. Inhale and exhale. And when you're ready, open your eyes. And if you keep a journal or a diary of your inner journeys, you may want to record some notes about the feelings, sensations, messages. Drink some water. Have something to eat to bring you back into this normal consciousness. And as you go about your day, knowing that you can tap back into that sense of inner peace that you've experienced whenever you need. And I hope that you enjoy this return to the Mother Summit. Blessings.